Now we are looking into how to solve or find variables if you are given three equations under Cramer's rule. Let us take these equations to talk on something. Things you must know about such situation, as they are three equations given, that means you or we will use 3 by 3 matrix on finding these variables. Every coefficient on first equation is on first row. And as for the second equation, also a second row, and so on. Let us rearrange these equations. This first one is okay. And the second one, this 3x must be on first, negative y follows, and 4z at last, then the constant after equal sign. The third equation, this 3x is okay here, but 2y must follows, and last on line is negative z, then across equal sign there is a constant. I do this to make things easier, otherwise I should have randomly used them without rearrangement. That can be okay if you know what you're doing. On here, to find the common denominator, that is determinant, we build up 3 by 3 determinant, whereby on the first column, we put coefficients of x variable. And on the second column, we put coefficients of y variable, and last column, we put coefficients of z variable like so. As it is so, we expand along the first row. We already studied that how to go about to this situation. But let us quickly remind ourselves. We striked out first column and row, this group left out. This group alongside with this 2, we got it from striking out first row and second column. Also we got this minor of this 2 from striking out the third column along with first row striked out. Don't forget about these sign factors in between. From this point, we use 2 by 2 matrix to break down all these. We start by this group, this number times to this number, introduce minus, this 2 times this 4. Then, on this group, this 3 times this negative 1, introduce minus, this 3 times this 4. Now this last group, this 3 times this 2, introduce minus sign, then this 3 times this negative 1. All these gives us the determinant to be 41. Now let us find the determinant with respect to x. So, we take this 3 by 3 matrix, and replace only the coefficients of variable x with these constants. Then, strike out row 1 and column 1, we write this group left out alongside with this 4. Then on here, only this group left out alongside with 2, and on the last column, only this group left out alongside with this 2. Don't forget to use sign factors in between as so. From this point, we use 2 by 2 matrix evaluation method as so. All this give us the determinant with respect to x to be 82. Now we are finding determinant with respect to y, whereby we take this determinant, and replace the coefficients of y variable with these constants as so. Then, we striked out first column and row 1, this group left out alongside with this 1. When we strike second column, this group left out accompanied by this 4. When the third column is striked out, we get this group left out accompanied by this 2. Don't forget about these sign factors in between. From this point, we use 2 by 2 matrix to break down all these. We start by this group, this number times to this number, introduce minus, this negative 4 times this 4. Then, on this group, this 3 times this negative 1, introduce minus, this 3 times this 4. Now this last group, this 3 times this negative 4, introduce minus sign, then this 3 times this 25. All these gives us the determinant to be negative 123. Now let us find the determinant with respect to z. So, we again take this 3 by 3 matrix, and replace only the coefficients of variable z with these constants. Then, strike out row 1 and column 1, we write this group left out alongside with this 1. Then on here, only this group left out alongside with 2, and on the last column, only this group left out alongside with this 4. Don't forget to use sign factors in between as so. From this point, we use 2 by 2 matrix evaluation method as so. All these give us the determinant with respect to z to be 164. Now all things are ready to go to these formulas to find our variables. As for x variable, we say, this 82 divided by this determinant which is common denominator, we get x to be 2. Then, as for y variable, we say, this negative 123 divided by this 41, we get y variable to be 3. Lastly, it is z, which is this 164 divided by this 41. The answer we get is 4. Fortunately, that is last answer on demonstration of to find variables from given 3 equations using Cramer's rule. Don't forget to subscribe so to receive the notification whenever we post a new content, as we constantly post every week. Try to answer these sample questions from exam paper. See you on the next section on solving these questions.